Good morning, afternoon, evening, and perhaps even night, everyone. In Helsinki, it is slightly after 5 p.m. Great to see you all, and thank you for being here. What a great number you are. My name is Leena Rouhiainen, and I am professor in artistic research at the Performing Arts Research Center at the Theatre Academy of the University of the Arts, Helsinki. On behalf of the conference committee, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 7th Colloquium on Artistic Research in Performing Arts, KARPA, titled Elastic Writing in Artistic Research. It has been a great pleasure to advance the conference theme together with the other conference committee members. We are all enthusiastic about exploring how writing can be creatively stretched to serve our artistic and scholarly interests. For this conference opening, we are presenting you with 4 performative enactments of elastic writing, one by each of us, as inspiration for the coming 3 days. One of these materials was specifically created for today, and the other 3 are works or excerpts of works that we have previously produced. But before we go into these presentations, I will let the rest of the conference committee members present themselves. The floor is yours, Davide, Linda, and Michael.
Hello, my name is Davide Giovanzana. I am a theatre director and researcher based in Helsinki. I have been professor of artistic research at the Theatre Academy of Helsinki, and now I'm currently lecturer in acting at the Tampere University. My work focuses on narrative, on imagination, physical theatre, and on intimacy and disconnection in digital theatre.
Hey, moikka, tervetuloa. Hello, everybody. I'm Linda Gaudreau. I'm an artist and choreographer from Montreal. I've been a postdoctoral researcher at UniArts Stuttgart for the past 2 years. It has been a joy to be part of this community. Like many of you, I'm struggling with writing, but playing with all this is a joy and a daily effort, let's say. So let's say as artists, it's important to not give up about writing. There's a place for everyone and imagination is endless. Thank you.
Hello all, my name is Mikael Brugger. I work as a visiting professor in writing at the University of the Arts, Helsinki. I'm a poet with interest in visual, conceptual, digital, and gamified approaches to writing. In addition to writing 3 books of poetry, I have also been involved in several collaborations between poets and visual artists. I am also one of the co-founders of the Finnish publishing house Poesia. Thank you.
Thank you. To allow for concentrated observation of the presentations, we kindly ask you to keep your microphone turned off and to turn your videos off too. You might also like to use headphones for better sound quality. And we hope that you bear with us with the zoominess of Zoom, as it does not allow for completely fluent transition from one presenter and media to next. Details on the contents and credits of the presentations will be viewable in chat after they have been shown. Here we go. One moment. There are no reddish hues here. The gray substance is illuminated by green, blue, and violet sparks. Vision is different in this semi-dark liquid. Ultraviolet rays do not burn, but lend the surroundings perceptible. And you focus by moving your eyes forward and backward. Hearing is different too, more like touch. You hear by sensing currents, vibrations, and motion. The sound of your breathing is a soft, repetitious gush. Bathing the resonating life. At times, you are stirred by the push and pull of strong water streaming and might take a ride in a sudden burst of air bubbles. To outsiders, it seems a languid life, but predators are around, and you best keep in your flock to survive. Avoiding suffocating is more difficult. Without decisive measures, we cannot choose what we breathe.
Elastic writing, period, new line. The limit of language on stage, comma, a dialogue with Giorgio Agamben and Microsoft Words 16, period, 45, comma, dictate function, period. New line. Writing performs a transformation, comma, but the performance of this writing cracks language itself, period. New line. Language is a strong instrument, period. And yet, comma, language is uncertain, period. What does ground language, question mark? What can secure that I love you, comma, means I love you, question mark? How can I ground my promise, question mark? How can I trust you, question mark? How can I trust that what you are telling me is a reality, question mark? New line. Language performs rituals of swearing to ground the words, period. I swear, exclamation mark. I promise, exclamation mark. I keep my words, exclamation mark. When I betray what I say, comma, it is not simply to say some lie, comma, it is to question the whole system that humans are trying to build, period. If I can lie, comma, does it mean that words have no more meaning, question mark? When I lie, comma, words are and are not, period. The interjection, I love you, exclamation mark, carries the idea that perhaps I do not love you, period. New line. I don't want to start a pamphlet on the deception of words, comma, of language, comma, of writing, period. Words are quantum encounters, period. They are migration, comma. They are movement, comma. They transform, period. New line. Instead, let us start with a short story, period. It is the story of a girl, period. The parents of this girl were both often absent, period. The girl is frequently alone in the apartment, period. She spent hours in front of the window looking down at the street and trying to know, comma, from a distance, comma, what it would feel like to be in the streets, period. She was lonely, period. Leaning with her forehead pressed against the cold glass, comma, she remained immobile whilst watching the commotion outside, period. There is life there, exclamation mark, she thought, period. She felt that she was outside as well, comma, in the street with the passing people, comma, in the flux of life, comma, but still, comma, she knew she was inside the apartment, period. The sensation of cold on her forehead reminded her of her body behind the glass, comma, while her eyes saw the show of the street, period. Afterwards, comma, when she was in the street, comma, going or coming back from school, comma, she remembered herself watching the street, period. She saw herself being watched by an invisible child at the window, period. It was as though there were two realities, period. The street, comma, and the street from the apartment, period. This division, here the window pane, comma, fascinated her, period. Something transparent that is not possible to see created a separation between worlds, period. These two realities existed in juxtaposition, comma, in the conflicting relationship where they tended to obliterate each other, period. Nowadays, comma, the child became a theater director whose practice lies exactly in the space between these two entities, comma, in the invisible structure where humans come into existence and one uses one dimension to resist the other one, period. The private over the public, comma, the secret over the evidence, comma, the writing over the being, period. New line. The theater director wrote a biography, and in her biography, comma, she wrote this story about herself as a child, period. And when a journalist asks her why she's doing theater, comma, she answers by telling the story of her childhood, period. She explains that for her, theater is this transformation, period. The experience of a solitude transformed by language, comma, by writing, comma, into an empowering story, comma, a rebirth, comma, a redefinition of oneself, period. New line. But then the theater director keeps going and adds that theater is the experience of the limit of language, period. For her, comma, on stage, comma, the attention goes on how the words are uttered, period. How they are said, comma, how they are embodied, comma, what kind of emotion they carry, period. The words are the vehicle for the emotions, comma, and so language fails, comma. And there are only two masks left, period. The one that laughs and the one that cries, period. The symbol of theater, it is not drama, comma, a story, comma. It is not a writing, comma. It is not words, comma, but two masks, period. These two masks have been considered as two opposite categories, period. Tragedy and comedy, period. But this is a recently invented dichotomy, period. During the ancient Greek, comma, tragedies included satire plays and good comedies were based on tragedies, period. So these two masks depicting theater, comma, can only laugh or cry, comma. They have reached a limit and language fails, period. Or, comma, more simply put, comma, when we laugh or when we cry, comma, the socially constructed human being cracks and language cannot do anything anymore, period. It cannot transform us anymore, comma, it cannot support our being, comma, it cannot provide narration, comma, it cannot frame our experience, period. It fails, period. We simply cry or laugh, period. New line. The theater director goes back to her initial memory, period. The child was not a story yet, period. It was an emotion, period. I have built a story around that emotion, period. Something that would have given sense to my childhood, period. The writing became a performance of transformation, period. The child became adult, period. And now, while the theater director is dictating this story for Microsoft Words, she makes a performance of it, period. And the story is again an event, period. It is again the experience of the limit of its own narrative, period. The story of the child slides into the performance of an emotion, period. It slides into two masks, comma, fracturing writing, period. New line. Thank you.
Love set you going, love set you going, and your ball cry. Love set you going, love set you going, on your fat gold watch. Our voices echo, our voices echo, our voices echo. New statue, in a drafty museum. Your nakedness shadows our safety. We stand round, blankly as walls. Our voices echo, our voices echo, our voices echo. New statue.
We don't have to be ashamed that we are Samis living in Finland. We can be proud that we are part of Finnish nation as a Sami, and we are equals here.
Olkaa hyvä, poistukaa junasta Helsingissä pääasiassa. Vi använder till Helsingfors om en stund. Meningen stiga av tåget och förflyttas till Sörgård. Tää teitä tästä junamatkasta ja toivottaa oikein mukavaa torstai-iltapäivän jatkoa.
Minun kissani on ulkona. Sen jalat ovat likaiset. Sen jalat ovat likaiset.
Selection of asteroids, an uncreative acceleration through an archive of asteroids, with one exception. Yksi, Keres 1801, 2, Pallas 1802.
Your presentation mode has been switched. You should click, is it on the upper left? Eli me nähdään sun niin kuin presentaatiomoodi ja sä näet varmaan itse sen täydellisenä tuossa. Kokeilepa vielä.
Joo.
This probably needs to be edited away, but
Yeah.
or of course should be.
Yeah, because I have to restart this
Screen share.
slide.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. Then let's do it right.
Yes.
Selection of asteroids, an uncreative acceleration through an archive of asteroids, with one exception. Yksi, Keres 1801, 2, Pallas 1802, 3. Juno 1804, 4. Vesta 1807, 5. Astrae 1845, 6. Heb 1847, 7. Iris 1847, 8. Flora 1847, 9. Metis 1848, 10. Hygiea 1849, 11. Partenope 1850, 16. Psyche 1852, 17. Thetis 1852, 18. Melpomene 1852, 19. Fortuna 1852, 32. Pomona 1854, 33. Polyhymnia 1854, 34. Kirke 1855, 35. Leukotea 1855, 64. Angelina 1861, 65. Kybele 1861, 66. Mai 1861, 67. Asia 1861, 128. Nemesis 1872, 129. Antigone 1873, 130. Elektra 1873, 131. Vala 1873, 256. Valpurga 1886, 257. Silesia 1886, 258. Tykhe 1886, 259. Aletheia 1886, 512. Taurinensis 1903, 513. Centesima 1903, 514. Armida 1903, 515. Atalia 1903, 1024. Hale 1923, 1025. Riema 1923, 1026. Ingrid 1923, 1027. Asculaapia 1923, 2048. Vornik 1973, 2049. Kriitse 1973, 2050. Francis 1974, 2051. Chang 1976, 4096. Kushiro 1987, 4097. Tsurugi-san 1987, 4098. Tran 1987, 5099. Ian Banks 1985, 8192. Tonutsi 1993, 8193. Chauro 1993, 8194. Satake 1993, 81163841, 1981, 16385 1981, 16386 1981, 16387 1981, 32768. Aleksandr Ipatov 1983, 32769 1984, 32770. Starchik 1984, 32771 1985, 65536 1960, 65537 1960, 65538 1960, 65 539 1960 131 072 2000 131 073 2000 131 074 262 62 145 26 2006 262 147 2006 524 288 2001 524 289 2001 524 290 2001 524 291 2001 1048 576 1048 577 1048 578 1048 579.
Thank you all. And now you see the credits in chat if you'd like to take a moment to read that. Meanwhile, to continue setting you all off on the first online Karpa filled with thought and action-provoking writing-related topics, such as the future of the text, the interests of time, the servant now, site-specific dialogues, reading, liminal veils, creative critical codes, transcorporeality, the classic gold premium, love and research letters, letters with trees, the paradoxical dissertation, unfinished thinking, attack, the phony, the actress, writing about piano music, at Betty and Bob's, work diary, overlapping bodies, children, research, rock, the untitled, Zoom, knowledge, conversation as material, if only, dirty words, diversificator, anything at all, wormholes, words in bodies, translation, the last word, brain derive, monsterers and horrors, apostrophes, manifestos, as well as diffractive, simultaneous, moving, economic, heavy, and secret writing. I will shortly contextualize the event. Karpa was first established in 2009 by the Performing Arts Research Center of the Theatre Academy to promote the then still emerging field of artistic research through international collaboration. The purpose of these colloquia has been to contribute to the development of research practices in the field of the performing arts and to foster their social, pedagogical, and ecological connections. In them, the term performing arts has been understood broadly and considered to encompass a variety of creative practices. Up to date, Karpa has specifically focused on timely issues in artistic research by questioning, for example, how artistic research changes us, how it takes place in action, and by addressing the kinds of impacts it has, how it relates to the non and inhuman in the arts, as well as how it redresses experience and fosters encounters with the strange. However, the elastic writing opportunities artistic research entails have not been a focal concern of Karpa before. Karpa 7 mends this gap and explores extended forms of writing that critically substantiate the aesthetic and creative features and diverse knowledges involved in artistic research. The conference addresses its thematic through a threefold grid: forms of writing with no hands, disguised writing, and techno-writing. We are really glad to have Christian Bock, Tim Etchos, and Maria Fusco, pathfinders in performance writing, technological writing, and language-based artistic research, to stimulate our discussion around these themes. We hope that the interrogation occurring in the coming 3 days constructively highlights the elasticity of artistic research writing and offers insights into the ways that it appropriates forms of conventionalized writing, disputes, disrupts, and even plays with their institutionalized practice and creates completely new forms of artistic and reflective articulation. We are pleased that you are all here with us and bring with you a variety of questions, approaches, and heterogeneous points of view. We hope these days prove to be insightful and enjoyable for you all. Thank you and warm welcomes.